Hey guys, let's get more news about Warriors, but first don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Draymond Green addresses his questionable choices in AT&T ad. Both Draymond Green and AT&T know how much the Golden State Warriors' defensive standouts on-court decisions affected his team this season, and they're not afraid to say it. Since coming to the Warriors from Michigan State in 2012, Green and longtime teammates Steph Curry and Klay Thompson have won 4 titles together. Green also has become a generation's defensive template, being named to the NBA's All-Defensive Team 8 times in his career. Unfortunately, like great defensive players before him, Charles Barkley, Dennis Rodman and Rasheed Wallace, Green's talent for goading opposing players into poor choices has led to a few of his own. The NBA star has racked up nearly 150 technical fouls during his career and was suspended for 1 game last year after notching 16 in a season. This season, he was suspended for 5 games for putting the Minnesota Timberwolves' Rudy Gobert in a headlock and another 12 games for punching the Phoenix Suns' Jusuf Nurkic. The Warriors finished 46-36 and squeaked into the last spot of the NBA's 4-team play-in round in the Western Conference, though they eventually lost that game. Green knows the Warriors are better with him on the court, with the team only finishing around .500 without him, and he's not afraid to own up to his mistakes on a national scale. During college basketball's March Madness tournament, Green and AT&T, along with the brand's creative partners at BBDO LA, dropped some sports marketing that poked fun at his questionable on-court choices, pointing out that they present an opportunity for growth. Adweek spoke with Green about the spot, his growing self-awareness, and how both his brand and media partnerships, including his deal with Turner's inside the NBA, have influenced his more recent decisions. Adweek, how important is it to find the right partner so you don't look back and say, I spent hours of my life talking to people about corn chips? Green, that was something that I would say maybe in 2019 or 2020. I had a bunch of different brands, and they were kind of all over the place. At that point, I stopped. I got rid of all my brand deals except for Nike, which then turned into Converse. It was stripping the house down to the studs, and I was like, okay, now from this point on, I'm only going to partner with brands that A, want to tell an interesting story, as AT&T has done in this case, and B, are great brands, brands that we know, brands that we love, brands that I would want my name along with, like an AT&T. I've had an AT&T phone line for the last 10 years. So it's brands that mean something to me. Brands that, when you look on the TV screen, you're proud to be a part of. This spot was reminiscent of Nike's Barkley on Broadway spot from the 90s about Charles Barkley's own defensive style and struggles. What was the creative process like and how comfortable were you referencing recent events? As all of these things transpired over the course of this year, you have 1 or 2 choices to make, you lean into it or you run from it, and I've never wanted to run from anything. When they sent the treatment and what the storyline would be, I was thrilled because it's also the opportunity to address the elephant in the room. I'm not running from who I've been my entire career but giving you the opportunity to step inside and understand who I am, who I've been, what I love about who I am, what I hate about who I am, what I want to change, what I'm keeping exactly the same and everything in between. How important is it for you at this stage of your career to have supportive brand partners? I take a great deal of pride in being a great partner for brands. I support them. Steve Kerr reveals which Warriors player may receive more minutes. The Golden State Warriors have some interesting problems to fix next season. The team has a blend of NBA champion veterans and promising young players. However, the team has reached a point where the younger players need more minutes, especially a player like Moses Moody. Time and time again, Moses Moody's minutes were cut short, despite showing some very promising play on the court. It's happened enough times that both Warriors head coach Steve Kerr and Warriors GM Mike Dunleavy Jr. have taken notice of it. Yeah, I think the good and bad of the situation with Moses is, first he's improved, he's gotten a lot better, And on top of it, I think any issues with him playing, frankly, is a result of our depth, which is also a good thing, Dunleavy said. But in the end, you're right, he hasn't probably played as much as we would like and there hasn't been a clear enough path. So that will be something we'll look at, Dunleavy added. I think it's really important coming into year 4 for him that there is some reasonable playing time available for him where he can impact our team and be out there and continue to improve, and I think that's a fair thing. Moses Moody may have only played 17.5 minutes a game for the Warriors this season, but Steve Kerr believes there will be a massive improvement next season. Yeah, I think next year's a big year for Moses, Steve Kerr said. I would love to get him out there more. But when you look at the roster, hey, there's just a lot of people, and we haven't always been able to get him on the floor. We always look at combinations. The Warriors will have a much longer offseason than they hoped for this season, but with that time, comes the ability to answer some tough questions. Rival team could have interest in Klay Thompson? The Golden State Warriors have a big decision to make this offseason regarding Klay Thompson. Thompson will be an unrestricted free agent, and there are questions about whether the Warriors will re-sign him. The expectation is that Thompson will return to Golden State. However, some noteworthy teams could have interest in him if he were to become available. Bookies.com posted odds recently on what Thompson's next team is likely to be. They have the Warriors favored to retain Thompson. The Philadelphia 76ers, Los Angeles Lakers, Orlando Magic, Los Angeles Clippers, and San Antonio Spurs are the teams next on the list to land him. Here are their odds: Golden State Warriors plus 300, Philadelphia 76ers plus 325, Los Angeles Lakers plus 450, Orlando Magic plus 650, Los Angeles Clippers plus 700, San Antonio Spurs plus 1,000. The Lakers and Clippers are division rivals to the Warriors. In particular, the Lakers are led by LeBron James, who has long been a rival of Thompson and the Warriors. Now there is a possibility that the two could be teammates. Thompson averaged 17.9 points per game this season and struggled with his shot. He made 43.2% of his field goals, including 38.7% on threes. He failed to score in the team's play-in loss to the Kings last week. That may not be the way the 34-year-old wants to end his Warriors career. So one particular outcome could make sense for Thompson and Golden State. And you, fan, what do you think of the situation of Klay Thompson? Leave your opinion in the comments.